It's Ash from Super Videos, back for another video for Season 10 of The Walking Dead. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at how Maggie will react to Negan. So, of course, we do know that Maggie will be returning in Season 10. We don't know about the specifics, how she will come back, and whether she's going to be a part of the Whisperer story arc or not. But we do know that she's coming back. It's been confirmed. She's coming back in Season 10. Also, we don't know whether she's coming back in the first half of Season 10 or the second half. But she is coming back. So how will she react to Negan? So of course, we did see that Negan-Maggie scene in Season 9. And that was a great way to wrap up Negan and Maggie's story in a way. And to bring that to a conclusion. But if Maggie comes back, I think she'll have a different reaction to seeing Negan. Given that Negan most likely won't be in his jail cell when Maggie comes back. He will most likely be a free man. So now Maggie's not really reacting to Negan being in his jail cell and not being killed. Maggie is really reacting to Negan being a free man. Now, going back to what I said earlier, I don't think it makes sense for Maggie to come back and for the Negan-Maggie beef to build up again. And for them to have another sort of scene together where Maggie confronts Negan. Because I think that it was already done once and it was done well. And I don't see a reason why they would do that again. I think the Negan-Maggie scene in Season 9, Episode 5, where Maggie confronted Negan, was a pretty good conclusion to Maggie and Negan's story. And in a way, it basically brought everything full circle for Negan and Maggie. And I think at that point, Maggie not killing Negan and accepting that Negan will be in his jail cell for the rest of his life was the closure that Maggie needed. So because of that, I feel like that was a perfect ending. That was a perfect conclusion to Maggie and Negan's story. So I don't think it makes sense for them to do it again because it would be a little repetitive and it would just not have the same impact anymore because it was already done. But with that said, I do think that we should see something between Maggie and Negan. Maggie is not gonna accept Negan being free and roaming around. If she comes back and Negan is in his jail cell, Maggie's not gonna mind. She's not gonna, confront Negan. If Negan is free and out there, she's definitely going to want to do something. Now, with all of that said, whatever the scene is between them has to be done just right. Because like I said, I don't want it to be repetitive. But at the same time, I do want to see something. I think that if they don't do anything, that would be a little bit underwhelming. And it would just be unrealistic as well. I think there is a chance for them to do something extremely interesting and powerful with Maggie's return. So let me backtrack here. When Maggie comes back, she's gonna have a lot to catch up on. She's gonna learn that Jesus is dead. She's gonna learn that Tara is dead. And she's gonna learn that Enid is dead. And of course, the other people that died after she left. But I chose these three specifically because they were extremely close to Maggie. Jesus was the reason Maggie became leader of Hilltop. Enid was sort of like Maggie's daughter. She was extremely close to Maggie. Tara and Maggie have the longest running relationship, or had, before she died, because they knew each other from the prison story arc. Maggie's gonna have a hard time dealing with all of those three big deaths. It's gonna hurt her pretty hard. And to make things more interesting, all of those deaths were done by the Whisperers. The Whisperers and Alpha are responsible for all of those deaths. So when Maggie comes back, she's going to want to take revenge for all of those big deaths. And she's not going to just deal with it and let the Whisperers roam around. And of course, this is assuming when Maggie returns, the Whisperers are going to be in the picture. So if that's the case, if the Whisperers are still in the picture when Maggie returns, she's going to want to do something. She's going to want to act. She's going to want to take down the Whisperers. And she's not going to want to follow what Michonne, Daryl, and the others have been pushing so far, which is step back and accept what we have. Because if we don't, then Alpha is going to release her horde. The other thing that's very interesting is that it's a similar concept to the Negan story because the survivors have to sit back and accept the reality that they can't fight back at the moment. And that's extremely important because Maggie, of course, will remember that from the Saviors. She's not gonna be too happy to see that it's the same thing when she's back. Now, the other thing that I want to throw at you guys is how Negan is gonna fit in this picture. But before I do that, I will put a spoiler warning here for non-comic readers, because what I'm going to talk about is going to reveal some key information from the comic book in terms of the story with the Whisperers. So if you are not a comic reader, and if you don't want to know this information, then please leave this video, because I don't want to be the one ruining it for you. So assuming all of you here want to know what I want to say, in the comic book, Negan actually infiltrates the Whisperers camp. He gains their trust, gets close enough to Alpha, and then takes her out, decapitates her head, and brings her head to the survivors. Actually, in the comic, it's Rick. And basically uses that as a way to gain their trust again and to show that he's a changed man. And that's Negan's final redemption story. Now, in the TV show, assuming he does the same thing and they're going to follow the same storyline as far as Alpha's death is concerned, then I think it would be extremely interesting and powerful for Negan to kill Alpha, and he could even say something along the lines of, "Wait until Maggie sees your face," or something like that. He did say that in the comics, but he said, "Wait until Rick sees your face." But in the TV show, if Negan knows that Maggie lost 3 people close to her and Alpha was responsible, then this could be a great way for Negan to take the head and bring it to Maggie as a way to basically ask for her forgiveness and to, in a way, be redeemed in front of Maggie. What better way for Maggie to forgive or accept the fact that Negan can be a free man than for her to be faced with seeing the head of the person that was responsible for 3 people close to her dying. I think that's extremely interesting and extremely powerful if they go that way. Now, of course, there are some things that we lose if they follow this story arc, and that's the Carol stuff. We wanted to see a Carol Alpha showdown, so that means we probably won't see that. And to add to it, Negan won't bring the head to Daryl or Carol. But that's basically everything I wanted to talk about. Let me know your thoughts and opinions about this. What do you think about Maggie's return? How do you think she'll react to Negan? And do you think there's a chance that they could remix the Alpha death story to have Maggie and Negan fit in the picture? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video. If you like what you see, press like, subscribe for more content, and press the bell button to receive notifications for daily uploads.